Hello, good people of YouTube. Sealord here, and the plot do be thickening, boys. It's getting real thick, real quick here. So there have been some very interesting and suspicious developments over the past couple of days in regards to the current review bombing campaign that is going on in the Steam shop for the game's Steam page. So if you don't know, around August 9th, 10th-ish, when we got news of the nerfed anniversary event, players took to the game's Steam page and started to leave overwhelmingly negative reviews, in the words of the Steam page itself. This, of course, doesn't look good at all. What was causing this? Well, there's three main reasons I do believe that's causing this. This is just a quick recap. You can check out the time bar down below. If you want to skip to the new stuff, go ahead. But for those of you that don't know, so first off, there is a price hike on the Asian region. Several Asiatic countries saw their in-game prices go up. Wargaming does do regional pricing where they look at the median income of a country. They say, okay, the median income is somewhere around here, so we'll adjust our prices as such. That way it's practical for people in those regions to actually buy things in game, and that's something that several video game companies do. But Wargaming hiked the prices, so that of course naturally made those players not so happy. Secondly, the anniversary event, as I'm sure most of you guys know, the anniversary is coming up around the corner, and Wargaming nerfed the event quite hard. Before, it was quite easy to get a lot of super containers, especially if you had a large number of higher tier ships like tier 10s, but then they nerfed the super containers to where they have, I think it's like 63% of their former value, and then they turned around and nerfed the event, where you can only get 83 containers. So that wasn't great. And then thirdly, we have the aggressive monetization. In fact, yesterday's video on this channel was talking about it again, because we have 9 events in the armory right now. 9 events in the armory. 9 active events. That's a bit much. Now, 6 of them are actual monetized events, but still, that's far more than we've had in the past. And like I said in yesterday's video, it wasn't that long ago that the devs said, you know what, we're only going to let like 2 or 3 events go at a time because that's too many going on at once. And here we are with 9 events going on. We have 6 new temporary resources in the armory right now too. So it's a bit ridiculous in my opinion. Now, of course, it's all optional, but still, they're pushing the monetization harder than ever for sure right now. So these are the 3 main factors that I see that has led to this review bombing campaign. Now, why is this campaign actually scary to Wargaming? Because unlike on the Discord or the forums, RIP, this cannot be hidden. It's out in the public's eye. In fact, my prompt to make the video 2 days ago was someone asking on the subreddit, hey, what's up with all the overwhelmingly negative reviews on the Steam page? I saw that post and I came to the Steam page, and sure enough, behold, this graph greeted me. So yeah, this is something that's public. New players that are getting to the game can see it. And of course, it just generally doesn't look good. You don't want your game to have overwhelmingly negative reviews recently. This is almost 6,000 reviews at the point of recording of this video in just 30 days. That is not an insignificant amount, especially considering the size of the player base. And of course, too, newer players are probably going to find the game through Steam because it's a super popular program. So, or company, whatever you want to call it. I forget what exactly, a game launcher, whatever you want to call it. It's a popular platform. There we go. There's the proper English. So, yes, you don't want your game looking overwhelmingly negative on the most popular platform. And that means some of these recent events, Wargaming might have had a hand in that. So, here's what's happened recently. Now, I made a video about this on the 23rd. Well, I recorded on the 22nd and went live on the 23rd at 4 o'clock in the morning, U.S. Central Time, like all of my videos do. Why 4 o'clock? I actually don't know. I just selected 4 o'clock like some time ago. Oh, yeah, it's because the first school I worked at, I had to get up at 4 o'clock to drive there. It was an hour and a half commute, so I would want it to be up when I would get up, so by the time I would get to the school and I would make my copies and stuff in the morning, I could sit there and read through the first couple of dozen of comments and stuff and see how the video was doing. That's why, and I just never changed it. Why? I don't know. It's still that. But anyway, so my video goes up at 4 o'clock in the morning on the 23rd, and if you look at the graph since then, you can see there's an uptick in negative reviews. So that video is live, and that first day that that video is up, someone goes on Reddit and makes a post about the review bombing campaign at 11 o'clock in the morning. Well, before that post is even a full 24 hours old, it gets removed. And this was a pretty popular post on the subreddit. It had over 500 upvotes just in the first 24 hours. And it had a 91% ratio for upvotes. So it was popular and it was well received because, obviously a large part of the player base is very much unhappy with, obviously, there's a pretty significant chunk of the player base that's unhappy with what Wargaming's been doing recently. And then mysteriously, before it's been up for 24 hours, it gets removed. Now, it does get reinstated by the mods quite quickly because they receive, or I think they see a couple of posts about the post being taken down, and they see that it's been removed, and they instantly reinstate it. Now, this is where things start to get a little fuzzy. There's two sides to this story. So, side one is that, as anyone that is in any position to discuss the game or moderating discussion on the game, there's accusations that the mods are on Wargaming's payroll, which, as far as we know, they kinda are. So, a few years ago, there was a situation that happened with Flammu getting shadow banned on the subreddit, and when IRL Gray, who was he was a mod on the forums or something beforehand. He was a Wargaming employee, right? I think he was a community manager. I think that's what his official title was. When he left with Wargaming, it was not a very pretty thing, and he released a bunch of screenshots of Discord chats and various chats and such, and it was revealed that the mods were privateers. Now, privateers are kind of like STs and CCs, where they aren't paid outright cash by Wargaming, but they are in fact paid in game currency. So they get doubloons and premium time and stuff for helping out with the management of the community. So this is something that like wiki editors get and such. So while not directly being paid, there is most definitely some form of payment going towards them. And they had worked with Wargaming in the past to have certain Reddit posts taken down. So there is that. However, this was hardly the only post about this review bombing campaign that was on the subreddit. In the first day of my video being released, I saw several, and then Flammu made a video on the same topic, and then I saw even more being posted on the subreddit about the review bombing campaign. And the original post that I saw on the first day, of course, they got their own high levels of interaction and such. So it was a popular topic that was being discussed, and no other posts were deleted from what I saw. And then there's another twist in this. Turns out, according to the mods, they did not delete the post. They even posted the records of it. It was in fact deleted by Reddit itself for spam. So Reddit removed the post, which is, very, very weird. And according to the notification the mods got, it was an automatic deletion because of spam, which is very weird. again, this was like the second or third post that I had seen about this topic in the subreddit. Hardly a spam post, if I say so myself. And again, it's not like it's the same thing, that this is the exact same post being, copy and pasted and just spammed out there. And there's no links involved either. Usually, I know YouTube, from running a YouTube channel, a lot of times posts that have links in them automatically gets tagged as spam, and they're not allowed. In fact, on YouTube, they're they're disabling all links in YouTube Shorts, because that's how bad the problem is getting, apparently. I don't know how Reddit works, but as far as YouTube and most other social media platforms that I know of, their inner workings decently well, that's normally a big trigger. So I can see if maybe they either link to the Steam page or to my video or Flamu's video. I could see it being tagged by spam automatically, erroneously, but there were no links involved. It was just the most popular post in the last couple of days, which is very weird. Now, going back to the mods, the whole Earl Grey situation when he exposed a lot of the inner workings of wargaming, that was like 3-4 years ago, right? That was the dark days of Sub-Octavian, and a lot of the cracking down on trying to control what CCs could or couldn't say, and things like that. We are in a much different time now. And as you've heard me talk about beforehand, the subreddit is hardly a wargaming friendly environment, shall we say. It's a very angry place with regards to wargaming on most days, and I've seen far worse posts criticizing wargaming in harsher language than what was used in this post talking about the Steam review bombing campaign, Stay Up. So if the mods were on wargaming's payroll, you think they would be getting paid to remove that. Well, they actually might be on the payroll. Again, 3 years ago, we know they were privateers. Today, they probably still are. Wouldn't surprise me. But from what we've seen in the past, they pretty much let whatever go as long as it doesn't break the rules of the subreddit. And I've seen a couple of the mods comment on my own videos, and they seem to speak their minds here as they do on the subreddit. But I could be wrong. They could just be putting up a front and doing wargaming spitting. However, again, from a lot of the posts I see on the subreddit, they're not doing it that well, because, again, the subreddit's a very loud and very angry place a lot of the times. Now, the other option is that wargaming has enough pull with Reddit to get the post removed. Which is, if you think from like a World of Warships side of things, it's like, can they really be that big to have that level of pull? But then you see their flagship game, World of Tanks. And that game certainly, I would believe, generates them enough influence to have that level of pull to where they could have said post removed from the subreddit. Now, would they actually do that? I'm not sure, because like that post, had 500 likes, and yes, it was popular in the subreddit, but like in the grand scheme of things, not really. I think my video or Flamu's video probably would have been the one to go after, but as far as like YouTube's concerned, corporations like Bungie can barely get a human to talk to at YouTube. If you're not familiar with the whole fake copyright claims that was going on with Bungie and their music for Destiny and Halo for some time, it took them months to get a human to talk to at YouTube. So even though Wargaming's got that World of Tanks money and pull, I don't think they could touch anything on YouTube. So there is that. So maybe this was their only way of trying to stem this flow of negative reviews. Maybe that could be it. Or the third option is that the Reddit system is really freaking sensitive sometimes and was a little goofy. I don't know, because again, I'm not all that familiar with Reddit, but I don't think a singular post about spam with no links in it would trigger a system like that, again, from my experience. But it is an interesting development to be sure. And we don't know, and we probably will never know 100% for sure what happened. But again, given how bad that overwhelmingly negative bar looks like on a game's Steam page, maybe some shenanigans are afoot. Maybe someone at Wargaming did make some calls. I don't know. Could be, could not be. All I know is that if they did try to do something about it, this definitely has made it backfire, because the review bombing seems to be picking up again, as you can see on the graph on the screen right now. So, yeah, that's interesting. But those are the recent developments, fellas. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I wasn't really thinking I was going to do a second video on this topic, but here we are. And who knows, some more goofiness might happen by Monday or Tuesday. So let's see what happens between now and then. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel. We just passed 50k subs. Make sure you do tune in on Monday, because we're going to be giving the details away about the 50k giveaway. So make sure you stick around for that. Hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday, wonderful weekend. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.